Well, I know it's been a while since I put up a video, and I just want to say that it's been a real struggle for us this fall for some reason, and I'm just hoping that it will get better as we move into the spring. But on this video, I just wanted to show you some waterfowl hunts we did. One of the main reasons I probably didn't post these videos was we didn't have enough. I didn't feel like we had enough footage to go and make a video out of it, and or we didn't really. We may have only got 1 or 2 birds, so I didn't really fool around with it. But we've been doing a little bit of duck and goose hunting. Duck season's been over for a while, but we've been trying to get after some honkers. And they just don't want to seem to play the game right. I tell you what, layout blinds anymore, you just cannot kill Canada geese using layout blinds. And that's what we've been trying to do, is use layout blinds and trying to kill a few birds. But I think we're going to have to start resorting to a little bit of probably an A-frame or panel style blind. Now this first hunt is me and my buddy Jake. We've been hunting on this pond all day, and I figured I didn't really expect to kill any ducks. We did whiff on a few gadwalls, but I knew that as the night went on, that those Canada geese were going to get up off wherever they're roosted and head back to feed. And we were kind of in their fly route, and we were using a water spread. And I'll tell you right now, late season Canada geese, if you can get on some water, some open water, it's probably the best way to successfully hunt Canada geese. Anymore you get out into the field with them, it just seems like they're tough as nails, but when you get them over water, they're a totally different bird. So hope you enjoy this, and here's the clip. Get him. There you go, Jake. How about it?
He's still alive.
So, unfortunately I whiffed twice, but luckily Jake was there to back me up. Yeah, you mean the geese were flying off. We had one breakout, and what I like to do when geese do that is just use those soft, subtle moans, just kind of a moan cluck with those birds, and keep it continuous until up to the shot. It just seems like when you do that, you just pull them in closer, and I've just had better luck doing that than hammering them with just clucks the whole time. Even though in a field situation, I do think that works a lot better, throwing those rapid clucks at them as they're coming in. But yeah, that was a cool little hunt. And then we went out and got that goose, and shooting light was over. So we went out and picked up the decoys, and we got back to the blind, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I heard, and here come a bunch of ducks over our heads. And This pond's normally not a roost pond. It's usually kind of a day loaf. There's some wild millet growing along the edges, and when the ice and the temperatures start warming up and the ice starts melting, the ducks get up in that wild millet. And but yeah, it was a cool sight to see, especially in my area. And then the next day, I wanted to go the next day, and I figured we'd have a better chance. We had some better weather, a little more sunshine, a little more wind, and we had some cooler temps moving in. So I figured if there's any kind of migration, we're going to have a chance of maybe having a good hunt. Well, Jake couldn't go, but Wyatt's buddy Colton could go. And so we took him. He's a first timer. He's never been before. We ended up having a pretty decent hunt. We had a pair of honkers come in right at first light. And then we had to change the spread a couple times. We had to move it on the other side of the pond. Then we had to move it back on our side. It was just a nightmare. Colton! Oh, grab that one streak. You seen that there? Freaking gun's on safety. That's going for that.
They were feet down, dude.
Oh, right there, right there. And we ended up killing a mallard and then a couple redheads, which they missed the redheads the first go around, but Colton, him being his first time out, I let him go ahead and sneak around and do the old Mohican sneak on a couple of these redhead drakes, and so that was cool. So we got his first ducks and his first goose. That was pretty cool. And then we ended up driving around doing a little scouting, and we found a massive roost of mallards.
You'd probably kill your limit in one shot at that group. I've never seen that many ducks in one spot in my entire life. That waterfowl report was a little off. There's 7,000 ducks in the air.
And unfortunately in this area, there's a lot of hunting pressure and there's a lot of people to hunt. We could not get permission anywhere, so it was just cool to see. And yeah, it was a fun sight. But so then a few days later, we ended up doing a goose hunt in this field, and we had a snowstorm move in. Duck season's coming to an end, and we only got a couple days left. But we're gonna go try and find some birds. Dad kind of knows where some is, but we're gonna try to find the field they're in, try to scout around, see what we can find. Wyatt's gonna go with me, so hopefully we find something. I haven't went hunting for a little bit. We've had some failed attempts. We've had some cold weather move in, so hopefully these birds will be flying.
The whole hilltop's covered.
I know.
It's got freaking clothesline.
You did.
By that darn freaking garage door.
I just don't want to be laying down to this.
Yeah. Hope you know where the strap is.
I just threw it out there on the ground. There's a old one over here on the side.
We gooch. You moving, huh? Huh?
Gooch? Huh?
Huh?
Who's Goose?
Me.
Kill the two, kill the two.
If when you're using layout blinds, wet corn stubble is a struggle to hide in, and one of the big reasons for that is because the layout blind fabric, they use polyester on it now, and it pops. Even though we mudded them, and a lot of them's faded now from setting out in the field, you know, snow goose hunting, they still pop. And when you have wet corn stubble and it dulls the color down, but your fabric on your blind's still pretty contrasty and pretty vibrant, it just sticks out like a sore thumb, and it's just hard to hide. So we ended up killing one candidate. We ended up killing one honker. We had them looking. They just didn't want to play the game because when you can't hide, I mean, that's one of the biggest things in waterfowl hunting, or any kind of hunting, to be honest, is you got to get hidden. You got to you can't let those birds know you're there. And I'll tell you what, Canada geese anymore seem to be getting smarter and smarter and smarter. And a lot of it, I think, is due to very realistic decoy carving now. And layout blinds have been around for over 20 years. So they've adapted a lot to that, and they really picked things out. Even a flag anymore, a flag used to be really killer on birds. You didn't even really have to have a call as long as you had that flag. And anymore, it just seems like you just can't win against them if you can't hide. And you know, so yeah, that's been the gist of it. Right now we've got about 6 inches of snow on the ground, which is I'm kind of upset about, but I'm also happy about, because that'll push some of these snow geese farther south. We had some kind of move in because we had kind of a warm spell there, and they kind of started working their way north a little bit, some of those leading edge adults. But luckily we've got some snow and it pushed them back south. And I've heard some mixed reports on the hatches this year, but I'm hoping that it's going to be a good one, better than 2019. I hope that is the case, because 2019 was a pretty bad year, but not the worst, but not good either. But yeah, I'm just hoping that we'll be able to kill some snows for you guys and get that video pushed out. Yeah, look out for some spring snow goose stuff. That's going to be coming up here in a few weeks, if the weather cooperates. And by the long range forecast, looks like we're going to be another month of no snow geese. So but anyways, I will catch you next time, and yeah, I'll see you.